How's it going, everyone? I just wanted to talk about some weird little things that happened that involved the time that I attempted suicide, but my neck did not break. I know I talked about it before a while back in a video, but when I when I had hung myself, um, the next thing I knew. Um, I was interacting with police officers when I was being Baker acted. Um, but when I think it was the next day or later on, I remembered that when I did hang myself before my family got me down, when they found me and my neck wasn't broken, um, I remember being somewhere really cold, and there being uh, this is not about religion. I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not saying it's any kind of anything to do with any any aspect of religion, but there I was somewhere cold, and there was a figure, and I remember the as if being in a room where there was um, like a dark blue light coming from above and casting light onto the ground, much like if it's raining outside and there's lightning and the room is completely black and you would see the flashes. But this is blue, but that figure was standing there. I just remember me being scared, and it was really cold. And I remember, from what I at least heard while I was there from this dark figure, um, is, you're not supposed to be here, and this is, you know, you regret doing what you just did, don't you? And I was like, I remember answering my head, or it was out loud, or both, but I remember saying, like, no, I do, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. Um, and it's just weird, because I didn't remember that at the time until I think later that night or the next day. I think finally when I thought about it, um, like I said, the next thing I knew, there were officers telling me to grab a shirt, because I guess I had, my family told me this when I got down, when they got me down, and they got the thing from around my neck, that I went to the back um, yard or back patio where there was like a brush, and I started scrubbing the concrete at night. And I don't really remember that. I remember the flashlights from the cops, and that's kind of the next thing I knew. Um, but anyways, um, I'm not saying it's anything to do with any religion or anything like that. I just find it weird. I don't know if that was made up in my head. If that was, it's not like I hear voices or heard voices beforehand, or have heard voices or anything like that. But yeah, that was like an awakening, I guess you could say, like a rude awakening. Um, like, because I mean, my neck didn't break when I had hung myself, but as soon as everything went black, that's where I was. I was somewhere, and it was cold. And I mean, I don't know if it was a dream for a second. I don't know, but I'm just giving the details of it. I don't know if it's ever happened to any of you. I hope that you haven't attempted it, but if you have and you are okay, I'd like to hear from you. I just thought it was weird. And then 2 years later, I was in a really, really, really bad spot. bad time in my life. I I was being forced to live with my father. So it was my twin sister and my younger brother. And I remember I couldn't deal with it anymore, because this is the same person that caused so much pain and abuse to me when I was younger, and the reason that I, you know, have PTSD, and on top of everything else that's happened since. I remember I couldn't take it. I had meds at the time, and I remember I waited till everybody was asleep, and it was like 2 in the morning. I just find this a little interesting. But I said screw it, and I was gonna OD. So when I went into the bathroom, as soon as I opened up the cabinet and I took the pills out and just kind of looked at them, and I'm like, okay. And then before I opened the bottle, or as I was opening the bottle, there was a knock, knock, knock on the door. And I put everything away, and I looked, and it was my sister. And she was out of it. Her eyes are barely open. She's like, Jason. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, I just wanted to make sure you were fine. You were okay. I said, yeah, I'm fine. And then she's okay. And she turned around and went back to bed in the other room. And I sat there, and I was like, I have to be there. This would just crush her. We'll deal with this. We'll get through this moment, or this time right now. And I'd spoken with my sister the next day when we were on our way to, not school, and it must have been after school or during, I can't remember, but I know she had said that she was sleeping, and something yelled in her face, like a voice yelled in her face that said, Jason, find Jason now, find Jason now. And that's when she got scared. She jumped out of bed, and it wasn't like she thought I was going to kill myself. She just, like, she heard that voice tell her that, and she thought it was really weird. And it wasn't until a few years later I told her, I said, when that happened, I was going to OD. So I just find that kind of weird. So a little, I don't know, twin connection or something. She is a minute older than me. But yeah, the other thing is, people think it's, say it's selfish or suicide, and that, if it's because you're in so much pain. I mean, physically and mentally, you feel pain, and you just want it to stop, and nothing's helping, and your life is just shit. And I mean really shit. Not like, oh, my mommy didn't, or my daddy didn't buy me the car I wanted, or whatever, some shit that I've heard before, where, I had a friend that was like, oh, I'm just going to kill myself. I'm like, why? And he's just like, because my parents won't let me stay out past midnight. And I just, like, laughed in his face. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And this kid had everything you could ask for. I mean, he literally had, like, his own apartment that they made in the basement. And he was only, I think, 17 at the time. And he had, like, a part-time job. And I'm like, dude, you have a family that loves you and cares for you. You have everything you could ask for. And you're talking, like, I'm not saying there's good reason to kill yourself. I'm just saying, like, don't try. It just makes, I don't know how to say it. It's just, suicide's not good at all. Unless you're dying from a fatal illness, that's when I think it's okay. Because why go through all that if you're just going to go anyways? Go out on your own terms. That's what I believe. That's just me. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm just saying that's what I believe. But, it was ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, he said that to me, and I was so upset and pissed off. I'm like, you're doing great in school, and you have tons of friends, and you have everything you could ask for, and and I know money doesn't bring happiness all stuff, but I'm saying like he literally he never showed signs of being like he just wanted to get back at his parents. I'm like that's the dumbest thing to do. But anyways, I'm ranting, but people have to understand that suicide always feels it always feels necessary when you're constantly in pain and nothing helps. Do I still have suicidal ideas? And yes, but well, I'm not gonna do it. Just because the actual act was so scary. I mean, it was, but I went through it, at least. I thought I did, but I the thing bent and it didn't break my neck. But anyways, but yeah, I just thought there was a weird connection because the little thing that I don't know, I hallucinated or whatever with the figure, and then when I tried again with my sister just found me in the middle of the night, which was weird, and but I am a person that believes things do happen for a reason, whether they're good or bad. Um, and I just think you just have to fight as long as you can, and there's help out there. And take it from me, it's not easy. But I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to share that with you, and I'll talk to you guys later.